CRiiiME is a show where I, Rich Slaton, read a true story about lawbreakers.
With his 12 years of co-hosts, John Shefsky.
12 years? I thought we'd been doing the show for a year. I had no idea that we'd been through so much together.
That's right.
That's specifically what the...
Please unshackle me.
The reference was purely just about the length of time and not to any other movies of any kind.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right, Slaton. Play the music. Maybe the music will beef you up a little bit.
Play
you
the
little
music.
bitch.
I got something that'll beef you up.
CRiiiME is the show that starts now.
Oh, like right now?
Oh, yeah, do your line.
Okay. Each week, Rich reads a real crime story. I don't know a word that rhymes with story.
And my homie John always has the hot riff. He really loves it when you send...
Don't send anything to me. Don't you dare.
CRiiiMEpodcast@gmail.com.
Don't you send
Label
anything.
it John Shefsky. He loves them. Make sure the lighting's really good. Hey, criminals. Welcome back. We didn't take a long pause to deal with a bunch of technical issues. No, everything has been completely fine and normal. Nothing happened at all. I'm fine.
Slaton, you got to calm down, take deep breaths, and be zen about this shit.
Don't tell me how to breathe. That's the one thing that I have for myself is how to breathe.
I'm going to take you to Lamaze classes for podcasters.
Ooh, you know what? I do need to do some Lamaze classes because I've heard that's very helpful. But that's a professional telling me how to breathe, not you, my friend, who has no experience in how to breathe.
You know what I do have experience in?
You've never breathed before in your 10,000 years on this earth.
I'm a vampire. I'm very old.
You've never taken a single breath, so I'm not going to take your advice. But you know who I will take advice from? Our good friends at C3 Risk and Insurance Services. Guys, sometimes your podcast studio doesn't work, or your friend annoyingly tells you how to breathe. Well, what do you do in that situation?
Wait, what?
You need coverage, and our friend Joe Erle at C3 Risk and Insurance Services may or may not provide insurance that's relevant to either of those two problems.
Yeah, calm breathing insurance, car insurance, house insurance, bad podcasting partner insurance.
Yeah, all those different kind of things. Your headphones aren't working properly, insurance. Go to c3insurance.com. Hit our friend Joe Erle up. He'll give you
$25
to Amazon if you get a policy. So check him out. Tell him that Shefsky sent him.
He loves me.
Yeah, he totally does. Joe and I haven't known each other since we were 9 years old. Not a big deal.
Well, he doesn't love you because he knows you too well. But me, he just sees me as the image of John, and he just loves me.
And if you want some great working headphones that work way better than the ones that currently are on our heads,
you got to get the headphones that we have on our heads when we're driving.
From Studio Headphones. Guys, Studio.
Whoa.
I've been using my little earbuds for a long time from Studio. We did those last time around, but now we're talking to you about the Regent, which is their premium on-ear model. It has 24 hours of active battery life, 20 days of standby life, and it's pretty fantastic.
Don't you wish your grandma had that?
And if you don't, dude, if your batteries don't work, it's also gonna be plugged in and has a super cool cord that's like, I've heard the guys at Mean Boys talk about all the time.
Yeah.
The cord is flat, so it doesn't tangle ever. It's like the most untangleable cord possible.
And they're just sexy looking, dude. You feel like you're having sex with Swedish earphones.
Dude, I have the sexy black headphones. Shefsky has the sexy white headphones. That's the ones that he gets.
Yuck, like J-Lo would have those
headphones. He really wanted white headphones, so I made sure he got white ones. We're enjoying the hell out of them. I've been using them a bunch lately. I plug them right into my PlayStation when I'm rocking some Fortnite. Oh, shout out to Ben, by the way. Ben and I finally played Fortnite together. It was super fun.
Oh, dude, you're breaking all the rules of the CRiiiME podcast.
We're changing the universe, bro.
Playing video games with our fans, Ben!
So check out Studio Headphones. Go to studioheadphones.com and use the promo code CRiiiME with 3 I's, and you can get a discount. I believe it's 10 or 15% off all your studio projects. Check out that Studio.
They're really good, dude. Get them. And then
phone.
They'll be stoked if they get, like, if people buy them with our name, they'll be like, oh, those CRiiiME boys, we should give them more headphones and more money. They'd be good sponsors.
Joining us tonight in the Comedy Store podcast dungeon, a guy who doesn't need great headphones because he already hears perfectly. I've heard that's on his bio.
Are you serious?
Yeah. His perfect hearing. It's on his bio. I don't know why he leads with that, but it's a pretty cool fact. You might have also seen him on season 1 of Roast Battle, on Showtime's I'm Dying Up Here, late night at the Comedy Store,
Adult Swim,
doing a bunch of rap material and cool savers. Please put your virtual hands together for our good buddy, Mr. Earl Skakel.
It's an honor to be here, guys.
Our guests are like, they tied up Earl and kidnapped him and forced him.
Why is he even here?
I'm interested in this podcast. It's a unique take.
Charles Raymond Starkweather.
C-R-S.
Yes, you do know what letters are. Congratulations, my friend.
Fuck you. Go on with your story.
Charles was born on November 24th, 1938 in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Right at the beginning of the Second World War.
He was the third of 7 children born to Helen and his father, Guy Starkweather, a carpenter who often couldn't work due to rheumatoid arthritis.
Okay.
As if being one of 9 people surviving on the salary of an occasional woodworker wasn't hard enough, Charlie was also exceptionally weird looking.
You said it like his dad's fault. Like he had pain. Like my back hurts. I can't do a lot of stuff. His knuckles hurt.
I'm not blaming his dad.
You said it like he was being bad.
Sounds like a comic.
Yeah, oh, sure. I mean, that's actually the whole story. This is the origin story of Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, sorry to tip the hat so early, guys.
Oh, right.
Charlie was exceptionally weird looking. His dark red hair and striking green eyes sat on a somewhat squished face, giving him the appearance of a large gnome.
Send him to roast battle.
Charlie,
Where he will thrive.
He'd probably get put on next season.
Yeah. You look like a comic book character with pumping blood.
Hey, you're fat and ugly, not funny, but we got a show for you.
Oh, the casting director's like, you son of a bitch.
Maybe I am good at this.
That's great.
Charlie also had a defect, genu verum, also known as being bow-legged.
Send him to roast battle. Put him in a wheelchair.
That's Earl's recommendation for everything. Send him on in. It'll make him a man.
Babies are naturally born this way, but typically grow out of it by 3 or 4 at the latest. For whatever reason, Charlie reached childhood bow-legged and pigeon-toed.
His dad couldn't nail together some braces with some wood. Carpenter?
Yeah, but then once you run down a tree-lined dirt road one time to escape rock-throwing bullies, the braces break off, and now you're a football star.
Son, keep running, like in that movie.
Yes, that's the quote exactly.
Which movie is it? Big, with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Philadelphia with Tom Hanks.
Great movie. If you watch it backwards, he gets healthier. Lesions disappear. He gains weight. He looks great.
Oh, it's a really good success story if you watch it in the right
It's a
direction.
good AIDS joke. It's a solid AIDS
It really
joke.
is.
If we're ranking AIDS jokes, right? If we're putting like a pantheon of where they land, it's a solidly like it's at least top 50, top 100 of
Well,
all time AIDS jokes.
I've actually never seen the movie Philadelphia.
Who has?
I've never even heard of anything called Philadelphia besides a roll at my sushi restaurant, the Philadelphia roll.
Top all of this off with a slight speech impediment, and it is unsurprising that Charlie did not enjoy school.
Did you stutter on speech impediment?
did.
I said
I-
speech impediment.
I speeched my impediment.
Speech impediment.
As a kid, Charlie had few friends. Most of his classmates just ignored him. The ones who didn't teased him for his weird gait and goofy speech.
Well, it's better to be teased than not teased at all.
He was kicked out of one elementary school for too many fights with kids half his size. He wasn't great in the classroom either. His state-mandated IQ test rated him at an 86, which put him at below average intelligence in a category described by the inventor as dullness.
Well, that's the old days, though.
He was medically dull.
He probably just was quiet.
Well, I think Comedy Central just signed him.
Earl Skakel, the rays of sunshine.
Comedy Central. I mean, you've seen their specials.
That's
No,
a special
I haven't.
special.
They're very special.
I've seen better specials at the Inglewood Denny's.
I like that one. We need a. Yeah, that's good.
It took Charlie until he was 16 to reach 9th grade.
Well, that's
By high school, he was now barely over 5 feet tall and grew tired of being invisible. So he did the only thing that made sense and began dressing like a cowboy.
Oh, that's where does he grow up again? Iowa,
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Okay, yeah, that's it. That doesn't even say you're outside the box there, right? Nebraska Cowboys.
He thought the boots, hat, and bright Western-style shirts would get him some attention, and he was
did.
right.
It got him a
He
lot of
was very-
attention.
yeah.
Hey, you little bitch cowboy!
Charlie wasn't getting along with people at home either. He worked part-time for his dad, but he was, quote, so worthless on the job that his brother demanded he be fired.
That's what his dad said.
Someone said, I think his mom said that.
Make him a lot guy here.
Yeah, well, that'll work. Even when he was supposedly having fun, his family found him to be less than pleasant.
Oh, well, he's bitter. He's had a fucked up fucking time. No one connects with the guy.
Nobody. While hunting, his brother Rodney noticed that Charlie not only preferred to use an automatic rifle, but that once he pulled the trigger, he seemed incapable of letting go until all the rounds were spent.
Oh my! Okay, listen. That's where the gun laws were. We're like, maybe we should let everyone have a gun.
Yeah, no, I mean, but here, people say that automatic rifles aren't for hunting. Here's a prime example of someone who kind of hunts with an automatic rifle.
What did they have it in the 1940s? And that was automatic, the Tommy gun. Like, they were still legal then?
What do you mean? At school, Charlie kept getting in fights. One was with a boy named Bob Von Bush.
So that's a good porno name.
Yeah, 70s.
Yeah, Von Bush. I'll take it. Give me a time machine.
It was a good fight, good enough that they became best friends. Along with fighting, they shared another passion. Actor James Dean.
The rebel. The original.
Porno star?
The original James Dean.
Okay, well,
This is like the 1950s.
Yeah, but the story is in 2018. Earl's bringing up a good point.
you got to clarify.
That is a very good point. No, these teenagers in the 1950s were into the original actor James Dean.
That's their problem.
Yeah.
Ooh, they made a big mistake. Together, they watched every single one of his movies. Charlie saw himself in The Rebel Without a Cause and began dressing like his idol, complete with tight jeans, leather jacket, cowboy boots, and a cigarette perpetually hanging off his lower lip.
Sounds
I just
fucking
realized
badass.
that minus the cigarette, he kind of dresses like you, Earl.
Yeah, I mean, I'm into the Billy Idol Axl Rose leisure wear collection.
I like it how you put together your own style, or like you build your different stuff, right? You go like, I like those kind of shoes, but I want leather pants with those.
I'm going in next week for a fitting. I won't mention her name because she's not a sponsor of the podcast.
Sure.
That, and I forgot it. The same girl who makes Slash's leather pants.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Will be,
Dude, you must. I can see the happiness in your eyes right now. Like I've rarely seen you look with that much joy on your face, but you are ready.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
That's fucking awesome. Can I see? Wait, will you tell me what next time you're wearing? Like these are the pants. Okay.
I'm into. You guys know it's comedy world. Everyone looks alike, talks alike, tells the same jokes for the most part.
Yeah.
You got to stand out a little bit.
Yeah.
Not many wear leather pants.
Leather pants do a good job of framing that giant hog. So.
There's that too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that big. I don't want the next girl I sleep with to go, oh, is that it? But
I mean, who would do that?
very few. Trust me.
Right?
man.
when they see how you use that puppy. I'm gonna get leather pants now. By the
By
way.
now, Charlie saw himself as too cool for school, so he quit and decided to look for a job.
Fuck yeah.
But Charlie also had such terrible vision at 2200 that he couldn't land a gig.
I don't even know what that means. At 2200, that's the number that they rate your vision?
2020 is your normal vision. He had 2200 vision.
Oh, so
like
20 one
me.
side, 200 on the other side.
I
Okay.
have 2100 in this side.
Yeah. Earl. So for the listeners, Earl's glasses look like they're the kind of that they're thick enough to like be used at SeaWorld for an orca of some sort. And his vision is half as bad as the guy we're talking about.
But the weird thing is, in the right eye, it's 20/20. Like it's perfect. And in this eye, it's 2100. So these glasses are 3-tiered prescriptions. So here's are different. Middle is different. So
Can you see without them?
yeah, I mean it's a bit of a strain.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
You look good either way, Earl. I
You do. You look great.
I like seeing
honestly.
Earl without his glasses. I'm just like,
I
look
mean,
at
I'm
him.
no Matt Broussard, but I'm up there.
That's true, guys. If you want to see a pretty looking man, look up Matt Broussard. That is a very pretty looking human being.
Look him
Or
up.
I'd like to also recommend Lachlan Patterson.
Ooh, yeah, Lachlan, another very pretty person.
Oh yeah, Jamar Neighbor's penis. Very
Yeah, also very,
beautiful.
very pretty person. Jamar Neighbor's penis. as
It's
well.
not pretty, but it's big.
It's
real
pretty. It's
big.
pretty big.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Charlie's vision was so bad at 2200 he couldn't land a gig. Up to that point, no one had figured out that he couldn't see even the largest letter on the eye chart, which probably contributed to his general illiteracy. He had to get super thick glasses, enough to bring him back to 20/30 vision, just so he could get a job as a wholesale newspaper delivery boy.
Did you say 20/30 vision?
Yeah.
So he's got even better vision. 30.
I think 2020 is perfect.
2020 is the best, and
Yeah.
anything like 2030
So they
is-
gave him insane glasses that still couldn't get him back to normal.
Okay.
Well, that's like these.
Yeah.
It's not like this size 2020 now. It's just tolerable.
You're just not walking into the street.
Yeah, like I can like if this was in the other room, that
Yeah.
sign, I could barely read it with this eye.
The Be Silly Have Fun sign.
I got a lazy eye too, so I can't see out of this.
I've got a lazy body in general.
Yeah,
So,
you do.
Yeah, but you're in shape though. You're like,
For being as lazy as I am.
but you're like
What?
Josh Barnett. Like,
Ooh, that's a nice comparison.
and I mean that's
You're
a total
so sweet.
It's a total compliment though.
Thank
like,
you.
If you look at Josh Barnett's body, you're like, does this guy work out? But his cardio is great. I mean, I know this is not an MMA podcast. But
Sure, but you guys look up Josh Barnett, and you'll see how really good looking I actually am.
Yeah.
Best nipples in all of MMA.
Strong nipples.
Bologna
Powerful.
pancakes. Yeah.
Look up one of those large tin cans of Spam.
Yet again,
Yeah.
Charlie was a terrible employee. His boss described him as, quote, of all the employees at the warehouse, he was the dumbest man we had.
I'll make him a door guy. Here.
Earl's got job placement for everything about this guy. Every adjective, you're like, hey, he's perfect.
This guy
for...
could probably drive a truck.
Yeah.
This guy could work the back door on Roast Battle Night.
He's casting for Comedy Central and the Comedy Store.
I should have. Don't listen to a guy who's been on the show from day one. Anyway, sorry.
Yet Charlie finally had some money of his own. He spent it like any normal 16-year-old.
Leather jackets, guns, weed, bubble gum.
He bought a 49 Ford, working on it himself until it was one of the fastest cars in the Lincoln, Nebraska hot rod circuit.
Good for him, dude. He's ousted by the community, but he's still like, hey, you know what? I'm going to fucking build my car.
He spent money on dates, treating girls before they treated him.
He got his...
me.
Yeah.
And like any normal teenager, he bought a .22 rifle, a .410 shotgun, and a .32 caliber revolver,
It was the 50s. That was totally normal to
which
get
he
that.
used for hours on end in the woods, shooting birds and other small animals.
I could have just done cans, right?
He developed a reputation as something of a bad boy, taking girls on rides in his hot rod to shoot guns, then fool around.
Is he going to murder one of these girls in the woods with his shotgun?
They knew what they were getting into.
That's what got him all horny.
Those cunts.
He's a fucking murderer.
Sorry, I'm better with women.
Sorry, Mom.
Well, we have to apologize to our mom for that. I mean, he's just saying objectively, some women are cunts. Not
Fair
all
enough.
Of them. Not all of them.
Some
just
people. Some people.
Some dudes are
Some
cunts,
people
too.
are cunts, and some of those people who are cunts are also women.
Not all of them, but all of them.
Seemingly, not everyone hated his cowboy getup.
Every woman listening to this is like, fuck yeah, women are cunts except for me. As they're driving all furiously. I fucking hate checks.
On a date, he stopped into a drugstore to pick up a soda for his girl. The clerk complimented his clothes. Appreciative, Charlie replied, quote, I wish I'd been born 75 years sooner, though.
What is that supposed to mean?
When the clerk asked why, he explained, because in those days, a guy that knew how to handle a gun could make a name for himself. People respected him.
This is the clerks just sitting there like, yeah, that'll be 327.
The clerk agreed, adding, you might have been a bigger hero than Marshall Dillon or Wyatt Earp. Then they'd be making TVs about you instead. This compliment Charlie did not appreciate. Quote,
Whoa, that pissed him off?
those creeps, they'd be making TVs about me all right. Only I'd be an outlaw. In those days, if an outlaw had brains and a fast gun, nobody touched him. He had all the money and women he wanted. The more guys he killed, the more people looked up to him.
That's a really good rebel voice, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you very
a
much.
retarded guy rebel voice.
Yeah, I've been working on it a lot.
They really
I took classes. I had consultants come in.
Oh, dude.
This was a lot of extra work for me on this one.
I'm so glad you take those acting courses.
Thank you, man.
Wow.
It wasn't long before Charlie decided that more money was a good idea.
Oh, so he didn't kill the clerk?
No. The clerk complimented him.
Oh, okay. But you said it angered him. Like he's like, don't fucking tell me what I fucking should have been. I'll tell you, motherfucker.
I like that they say making TVs about you. That's the other thing, too. Yeah, they'd be making TVs about me. Words, huh,
Well,
guys?
TV shows, we get it.
Hey, can they turn the heater on in this room?
It's on.
Jesus Christ.
It is fucking on.
So Charlie wanted more money, so he quit selling papers and became a garbage man. It was on this route, making minimum wage while collecting trash from middle-class and well-off homes, that he began to develop a real hatred for people.
My first thought when you said garbage man was like just a bad person. Like,
That is
that
a
guy's a
garbage
fucking garbage man. He doesn't even take care of his kids. You know what I mean? He litters everywhere.
No, he just picks up trash, bruh.
Okay, yeah, like The Rock.
Yes, like The Rock. That's what The Rock does.
The show Rock, not The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
The show The Rock.
The sitcom Rock. He was a trash man.
Third rock from the sun.
No, just Rock. Don't you guys remember Rock?
No.
Oh, well, with that guy from Die Hard, the cop from Die Hard. No, Charles Dutton.
Yeah, he's from like Aliens 3. He plays a murderer in prison.
I checked out after Aliens too.
As Charlie drove around town, he began planning robberies in his head. It made him feel better. Despite his extreme bow-leggedness, he developed an arrogant strut, moving around like the gunfighting outlaws he so admired.
So that conversation with the clerk guy was kind of like his last, you know what? I'm gonna make a name for myself. That was the last straw.
It was certainly a thing.
Yeah.
It was certainly there.
It helped kind of him saying it out loud, like, yeah, you know what? I do want them to make shows about
You
me.
know, my shirt is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This leather jacket should have a blood stain on it.
On his dates, he began to challenge other boys to a fight. Always someone taller and larger than his 5'5", 140-pound frame.
So when he was younger, he used to beat up on kids that were way smaller than him, but now he's an adult and he's like proving himself beating up bigger people.
Well, On the
Well,
rare
well.
occasion they took the bait and looked like they might swing, he'd suddenly switch tracks and taunt them, saying that if they did punch him, he'd have them arrested for hitting a little disabled guy with glasses.
Are you serious? He'd publicly call them out and they'd be like, "Don't you dare hit me. I'll have you sued, you piece of shit."
Yep.
That's how
What
I
a little
roast.
bitch.
That's how I roast battle. Call people out and go, "Oh, you really want to battle?"
And you're like,
You fucked up.
Don't say a damn thing about me. I'll have your name in court.
But in spite of all this, Charlie had a soft side.
I bet.
He dated around, but at 18 years old, he was ready for a commitment, which he pursued with Barbara Fugate. But when he and Barbara didn't work out, she moved on to his friend, Bob Von Bush, and he moved on to Carol Ann Fugate,
Wait, Barbara's sister?
Barbara's 13-year-old sister.
Whoa.
This really is getting like roast battle. Everyone's fucking everyone. That's why I had to get out of there.
That's how it works. It just becomes a feeding frenzy,
There
right?
weren't Eskimo brothers or Eskimo families up there.
At just 5 feet, Carol was also small. But as papers would later mention ad nauseum, she looked and acted older than her age, covering herself in dime store makeup and cheap perfume.
Is that what he told the judge?
No, it's seriously like as I was researching this story, because I went to like old newspaper stories from the era this happened in.
Yeah.
Every single paper that describes her goes, she was 14, but she didn't look it. It's every single newspaper mentions that over and over again. Where you're like, are you guys trying to fuck this 14-year-old?
Maybe it was all male journalists that were like, "Come on,
Come on, you could get it.
it's the 30s. There's
We
grass on the
understand
field."
this. Soon they were taking regular overnight hunting trips where he taught her how to shoot and how to drive. In November 1957, during one of their lessons, she crashed his 49 Ford into another vehicle.
You stupid fucking 14-year-old girl.
Despite his new earnings, Charlie couldn't afford to pay for the damages. So the bill fell to his father, whose name was on the title for the car.
Damn it, Charlie! You
Damn
piece of shit with your bow legs and no fucking money and your bad vision and your fucking little kid girlfriends.
Dad paid up.
Oh, you don't want to play fucking Charlie in that sketch? Thanks, Slaton. Go on with your fucking story.
I was just, you know what?
Just go back to the story and read it.
Dad paid up, but the accident included some collateral damage. Charlie's parents, whom he was still living with,
Kicked his ass out.
found out about his overnight excursions with his underage girlfriend. His mother, Helen, deeply religious, was so upset over her son's immoral sexual behavior that she started crying.
Well, yeah, you'd be disappointed. But she treated the kid like shit and didn't encourage him and made fun of him. Like, what do you expect to happen to him? He's going to go try to get pussy somewhere, right?
Dad pointed out a more practical issue with Charlie's conduct. Quote, she's jailbait.
Oh, yeah.
Great Motorhead song right there.
No, I think that's Ted Nugent.
Is it Ted Nugent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I always think of the
Motorhead, Ted Nugent, sometimes. What's the difference?
Yeah, well,
Okay,
well,
you have no respect.
you can't sing that song now. I mean,
Right?
the 70s, it's like, oh, this guy's singing about
Jailbait,
fucking a
baby, get
14-year-old.
down.
That's cool. Now it's a whole different thing.
Now you're like, he's a molester.
Well, it's also creepy that Ted Nugent's like 64 and he's still singing this song.
That's true. Well, all of his songs are about getting laid.
I mean, I think pretty much everything about Ted Nugent is creepy at this point. Charlie took exception with his father's critique of his totally adult relationship, and the two men nearly came to blows. The next day, Charlie rented a room in an apartment downtown.
oh, he moved out.
He got kicked out.
Oh, okay.
Carol continued to visit at his new place. Things were getting serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Charlie bought a small diamond ring from a dollar down jewelry store and proposed to his now 14-year-old girlfriend.
Oh, see? He's not just banging her. He's not like that Judge Moore guy. This is his girlfriend. He
She
loves her.
said yes.
Yeah.
Brimming with confidence, Charlie walked around like nothing could touch him. He started talking trash to everybody.
I got a 14-year-old fiancé. What do you have?
My own business?
Yeah, but is your business a 14-year-old fiancé? Then fuck you.
No, it's not a very like I wouldn't find there's much profit in a 14-year-old fiance.
He's saying this from inside his fixed up hot rod. And
Sometimes-
you try to give him a lecture and he goes,
Sometimes he would
The smoke
lean his
piles
head
up.
out of the garbage truck and yell at people on the street, "Go to hell!"
They're already there.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh my God! Whether you're fucking a 14-year-old or not,
It's just a horrible place.
He even mouthed off to his boss.
Fuck you! I don't need this job. I got a 14-year-old girl at home that loves me.
Oh, you don't need this job, huh? Well, good thing, because you're fired.
No, like not like that. Like
You're definitely fired.
I'd
though.
still like to be employed.
Super fired.
I gotta take care of my 14-year-old girlfriend, man. She's my fiance. We got a wedding to plan.
Yeah, oh, you're marrying a 14-year-old?
Yeah.
Double fired.
Wait, what? Does that mean
Yeah.
I'm back again if I'm double fired?
No. Means like the next time you get hired, you're fired again already.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
where's the wedding, Jimboree?
That's disgusting, Earl.
Unemployed and paying $1 a week on his diamond ring, Charlie quickly fell 2 weeks behind on his rent. His landlady locked him out of his room. The only person who still cared about him
Was his 14-year-old fiancé.
was Carol.
Carol, baby, please. Please
So-
get off your cell phone and talk to me for a second.
So late on November 20th,
Will you please stop trying on dresses in the mirror and just chat with me?
1957,
Please get off your Facebook. I want to talk.
Carol drove to the Crest service station. No, Charlie drove to the Crest service station at 1545 Cornhusker Highway.
He pulled his fucking gun out and said,
To
"Give me all
buy-
the money, motherfucker."
Her a present.
Ooh, at the gas station? Mm-hmm. That's how it is.
That's where you get the good presents.
You live fucking fast.
But there was a little problem. He didn't have any money. When he asked to get the small stuffed toy dog on credit, the 21-year-old night clerk refused.
Bad fucking call, 21-year-old night clerk. Did he make
Charlie-
it to 22?
21. That's old in Nebraska.
Oh, for him too. He's like 21. If you were a girl, you'd be past your prime.
Charlie was a regular, reading comic books but never buying anything.
Well, he was broke, you know.
Charlie was humiliated and had nowhere to go to avoid the below zero temperatures.
Was there not a Borders in town or something?
At 3 a.m. on December 21st, he went back to the store where the attendant was now working on the carburetor and bought a pack of cigarettes before driving away.
No. You really built that up.
A few minutes later, he pulled back into the station, walked inside, and bought a pack of gum before driving away again.
You didn't get one of those boner pills from 7-Eleven?
Rhino 63.
Aren't those dangerous?
Probably.
Well, if you fucking overload. I took one called Black Mamba. I literally turned into a black mamba.
Here's my movie pitch: is that you take a black mamba, and Jamar takes a white mamba, and then you guys both wake up and your dicks have switched.
Oh, swap dicks, yeah.
It's like a take on all those body swap movies, like a
Right.
Freaky Friday type thing.
Yeah.
But just about your dicks.
That'd be great.
How about a Trading Places version of it where they surgically swap your dicks to see what happens?
No,
For a
no,
bet?
how about like Soul Man with C. Thomas Howell, where your dick turns black and
How about a remake of the greatest Nicolas Cage John Travolta movie, Face Off, called Dick Off, where in order to infiltrate a crime ring, he has to switch dicks because it's a porn crime ring.
How about like a movie like The Santa Claus, where like Peter North dies and then you have to take over so that you get Peter North's dick, even though you don't even actually want it, and then all of a sudden you just start,
Ooh.
4 Quart North. You know, he used to drink silver to shoot bigger loads.
Silver?
Yeah, he would melt silver and like drink it. So I guess silver has some.
That can't be healthy.
Well, you think Peter North cares about health?
Newsflash, everybody. The prices of silver have suddenly skyrocketed in Los Angeles, California.
So have tight leather pants and dick pics.
And rat shirts. There's been a run on rat shirts on eBay.
Only Earl would know that.
That's RATT.
A few minutes later, Charlie returned to the gas station, this time with a hat pulled over his red hair, a bandana tied across his face, and a borrowed shotgun in his hands.
He was going back and forth and like kind of going up there, be like, I'm going to do it this time. And then be like, yeah, let me just buy that chewing gum. And then he'd get back in his car and he'd go, I'm going to do it this time. And he'd pull back up and be like, just give me some cigarettes. And then, right? Is that what happened?
He found the attendant back working on the carburetor, shoved the barrel of the gun in his neck, and led him back to the office to open the safe. But the attendant didn't know the combination. So Charlie was forced to settle for what was in the register. $90 in cash and another $10 in loose change.
That's like $500 today, right?
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Yeah, something like
It's
that.
still good enough money to get that motherfucker some bills paid. Pay for his legal defense for his fucking kid girlfriend.
Not content with his haul, Charlie decided that he would also steal the attendant. He made the young man drive him to a remote part of town. At some point, the attendant moved for the gun, and during the struggle, it went off,
Oh no. Did he kill the attendant?
blasting him in the knees.
Dude, never walk again, especially in the old days. Medical technology sucked balls.
Well, there's a good solution here. No, but honestly, it wouldn't be a big problem because then Charlie took the weapon and put it to the attendant's head and fired.
He fucking murdered the guy?
Well, I mean, now it's like a horse. His knees are shot. Like, you can't help. Like, there's no.
Can I
bringing
ask you
him
a
back
question?
from
Is
that.
Charlie he's kind of handicapped? If he's got a super low IQ,
Yeah.
he's dating a kid.
Yeah.
That's super. Do you ever watch the Chris Hansen show, Predator?
Yeah, great. I was on it 3
Right.
episodes.
That was your first credit before roast
He had a
battle.
3-episode arc.
It was before roast battle. Where it was like, well, you've seen him on. No, but seriously, it was To Catch a Predator, right?
You've seen him on posters in the post office.
Most of the people were handicapped people, and then they date kids because they don't know how to talk to adult women, and kids will fall for anything, right? So they just fucking. This guy's probably just a handicapped person.
Well, I got-
You're reading a story about a handicapped murderer, Slaton.
Yeah.
Well, I got a show for him on Tuesday nights.
Hey, Comedy Central will love him.
The body was discovered the next day. The town went nuts over the brutal murder,
remember when I
clamoring for a
discovered-
suspect. But alas, no one even looked at the unemployed, angry young man who regularly hung out at the store, never buying anything, while telling people he wanted to be an Old West-style murder robber who miraculously found a way to pay 2 weeks of back rent.
Wait, so he didn't come up in the suspects at all?
Not in the least.
What the fuck? And he wears James Dean clothes and talks about wanting to be a killer?
And he just paid 2 weeks of back rent.
And they're
the
like-
day after the murder.
They're like, just put the money there. We're dealing with an investigation right now. Get out of here, retard.
Does he have a
And
podcast?
clean your shirt. There's blood everywhere all over it.
Yeah, what do you want to look like a murderer? You know someone got murdered last night,
And
right?
don't bring your shotgun in here. Store those outside like a proper person.
Sounds like a podcast guy.
He could have had a podcast back
Is he
in
on
the
this
day.
network?
Charlie did take measures to throw off the trail,
It's called White Wine. I'm really a criminal.
like painting his car a different color and buying some new clothes.
How do you think that guy would say crime? Crime!
Of course,
Give me the money!
it had been widely reported that $10 of the stolen money was in loose change.
Dork. He's got a bag of fucking, like he just robbed the guy from the fucking Thin Lizzy song. Give me all of your gold.
That's a good 9/11 documentary too.
Is it? Oh yeah, loose change.
Yeah.
I thought it was about skanks.
But the cashier at a Lincoln thrift store must not have been paying attention to the news because he didn't bat an eye when Charlie paid for his items: a jacket, 4 shirts, 2 undershirts, jockey shorts, a pair of shoes, and overshoes, with $9.55 in loose change.
This was the golden age of gas stations.
Oh yeah,
He just got a jacket.
it's at a thrift store now.
Oh,
But he paid for $9.55 of items in loose change, and it had been all over the news that like someone had just stolen $10 of loose change. By the way, that's how boring. I mean, I guess it was a murder, but also it's so weird that like a major news story was, by the way, someone has $10 of loose change. Keep an eye out, folks.
That's a lot of money in this place.
Sure.
in today's day and age, too, that would be like $500 or $50 in loose change. So that would be even weirder, right?
That would be much weirder.
Yeah, but $10 in Nebraska is like Russell Peters pulling up with his suicide.
Even
doors
now,
apparently.
$10 in Nebraska.
That is insulting. Sorry, Omaha and everyone around there.
Look, you can own an entire shopping mall for $25.
In Nebraska, I mean,
Yeah.
that's Applebee's and 2 drinks.
Well, then I can buy 2. I'll take 2.
I'll take 2.5, please.
Whoa. Let's go in on the 2 that I'm purchasing for us,
Fine.
like the crime property investments. Let's just not get crazy.
Shockingly, $100 in a shotgun murder did not solve all of Charlie's problems.
He did $100 and a shotgun murder. What did you do last night? Doo-doo-doo.
He was still unemployed and in danger of being thrown out once again. On top of that, Carol's parents, who were already nonplussed with their daughter dating a 19-year-old angry, deformed James Dean
Yeah,
impersonator,
no one's going to be stoked about that.
they noticed their daughter had begun to put on a little bit of weight.
Oh, then they're like, you know what? He's feeding her. That's good, right?
Convinced that she was pregnant, they tried to break the couple up. Charlie tried everything he could to turn them around. He got a part-time job at another garbage collecting company. He even didn't murder anyone for 2 whole months.
You're an idiot, Slaton.
But Carol's parents would not change their minds.
So
By the way,
they think she's pregnant and they're trying to break them up?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you try to keep them together?
no, because they don't.
Or take her on a fucking off-roading excursion and get her on a trampoline 40 minutes a day? Like, do something. Don't try to...
Enroll her in judo classes.
Right? This is before space camp, so...
Yeah.
But they had roller coasters, though. Get her to Coney Island, you fucking dipshits!
By the way, they spell Carol Caril. If you wanted to see that this is weird.
Caril.
Caril.
Hey, Carol.
Caril.
Caril.
On January 21st, 1958, Charlie.
Happy New Year!
21st, 1958.
I still say Happy New Year
on January
until
21st.
February 10th.
Fair enough. Charlie went down to Carol's rundown dump of a home, What happened next is hard to pin down, since the only witnesses were Charlie and Carol, and both their stories changed many times.
Did he murder her parents?
Here is his approximate version of the story. Now remember, keep this in mind. This is the story that he thinks makes him look good.
Did he rescue her parents from a life of hell in Nebraska? Is that what he's trying to say?
Charlie showed up at the home with a .22 rifle and some carpet samples and knocked on the back door, planning to ask Carol's stepfather to go hunting so they could bond. When her mother opened the door, Charlie showed the samples as a peace offering. He would help recarpet the home.
I bet.
Instead, Mom and stepdad refused and told him to leave.
No, we don't want your carpet, and we don't want you to be laying our daughter's carpet. Now get the fuck out, Charlie.
Can I play Bill, the horny neighbor?
Sure.
Where's the 14-year-old?
Dude, nailed it. Guys, castable.
Go back inside, Bill. We're taking against our daughter's ex-boyfriend.
Where's the 14-year-old?
That's a good question. Where's our fucking daughter?
I think she's still at school.
Where's the
This
school?
is what I like about her.
Good answer, Charlie. Now go out and fucking find a woman your own age. Get the hell away from our family.
Where's the school? That means there's more 14-year-olds there.
God damn it. Is our neighbor... God, he's fucking perverted.
Yeah. Hurry up. Where's the 14-year-old? I got a roast battle to do.
The argument devolved into a scuffle.
A scuffle?
A scuffle.
That's like when you have a scummy couple, like a tweaker couple in downtown LA. You know, those people that you meet
It's
on
a tweaker
Sunset.
fight. It's a scumbag fight. A scuffle.
You know those weird people you meet on, or not, you don't meet them, but they walk by you on Hollywood Boulevard? They're usually like, it's usually like a dude looks like a Napoleon Dynamite, like one of the bros, like K-Swiss shoes, and he'll have like a buzz cut and a polo shirt, and his chick will be obviously like a hot, like, but like really ditzy, like Midwesterner, and you could tell they're both like tweakers that just moved out here and he's pimping her out. You know those people on Hollywood Boulevard?
Yeah, they're the comics going up to Hooters.
No, it's like a scuffle. They're scummy couples.
The argument devolved into a scuffle that ended with him being kicked out the door. Charlie went to a payphone, called the stepdad's job, and told them he was sick and wouldn't be at work for a couple of days.
Charlie went to a payphone. Charlie went to a call.
Next, he went back to Carol's house
Charlie went to a payphone. Then he fucking murdered them all.
and waited for her to get home from school. When she arrived, they went back inside and the argument started right back up. Then, according to Charlie, the stepdad left the room and came back wielding a hammer.
Oh, officer, he was
So-
trying to kill me. I had to defend myself.
By shooting him in the head.
Oh, he shot the dad?
Shot the stepdad right in the head.
Note to our listeners, a horrible way to ingratiate yourself into your lover's family, murdering one of their parents.
Right
You know,
in the
they
head.
say bring a gift whenever you visit when you visit your girlfriend's family.
Yeah.
And you know, we here at CRiiiME always recommend that gift, be something like a stab to the chest or a shot to the head. You know, really show the parents you care.
That's good sarcasm, Slaton. Honestly, though, like bring a bottle of red wine, some pie.
When I first,
I don't know. Don't
when
kill
I first
anybody.
met Mrs. Slayton's parents. The gift that I brought, I used to work for Cutco a long time ago in the dark days.
Yeah.
And I brought the Cutco ice cream scoop.
That's pretty dope, though. That's
it's
a good gift.
It's a good ice cream scoop.
Did you
bro.
clobber her in the head with it?
I mean, not her dad, obviously.
Oh, you just murder. Oh, that's a weird. That's a weird tradition.
when you
murder
meet the parents,
father.
you murder one of them.
Yeah, you let the parents know that
Well, you're the new man.
Yeah, you're the new
Yeah.
man in their whoever their kid's life is. This could
totally.
be a girl or your boyfriend or whatever it is. Like you got to let the family.
Have you ever tried
know.
to murder a grown man with an ice cream scoop? It is difficult.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
I did it. Ralphie May.
But just by feeding Ralphie ice cream. Sorry, Ralphie, we love you.
Ralphie, I loved Ralphie.
Oh yeah, we all love Ralphie.
Ralphie would appreciate that joke.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Then he claimed that mom came at him with a large knife, and so he shot her in the face.
Mama came at me with a large knife, so I shot that bitch in the face.
So you remember, this is all Charlie's version of the story.
Do you like my song? I've been
So
working on a whole fucking
there,
song.
There is no one who can counter this story that he's defending himself from a hammer and a knife. And that's why he shot them in the face.
Wait, his girlfriend's there.
Yeah, well, she's not. Again, the story's changed a whole bunch.
Okay.
When the bullet to the face didn't kill mom,
Oh, gross sense.
he smacked her head with the butt of the rifle.
Oh my
She
god.
knows. She's no Menendez.
When that didn't do the job, he threw the knife at her, hitting her in the neck. Remember, this is his I'm the good guy version.
How do you throw a knife at someone? Did he work at the Renaissance Fair?
Then he took the rifle and used the butt to kill the couple's baby.
Are you fucking? I'm gonna throw up. What?
Oh, yeah, they had a baby and he killed it. At that point, he realized the stepdad was still alive.
Fucking worst story you've ever told, Slaton.
So he grabbed the knife and tried to stab the stepdad in the throat.
Couldn't this guy just be like an arson or a train robber, you fucking dick?
But the knife wouldn't go in, so he held it against the man's neck with one hand and used his other hand to hammer it in.
God, OJ was lazy.
This is a fucking disgusting story.
I'm getting hard.
Yeah, Earl's getting blood going to his boner.
And there's not even there's barely enough room for the three of us in here right now. You got a fourth, and it's going to be tight in here.
I mean,
well, it's so hot in here. We're all losing weight.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'm sweating out the toxins. Listeners, it is very. You should only listen to this episode if you're sweating too.
Charlie next dragged Mom's body to the outhouse where he shoved it down the toilet.
How's the Comedy Store not have air conditioning in the dungeon? Well, the dungeons, they're still
Followed
working
by
on
the baby.
They're still building.
Why don't you guys do the next episode in a steam room to cool it down? Jeez.
Well, I think that's what they're going to do. Instead of putting vents in it for air, they'll put a steam pipe in here. That'd be great.
With the outhouse toilet full of bodies,
That's how we get our guests. Like, you want to get healthy and riff?
they put the stepdad in the chicken coop.
He put the stepdad in the chicken coop.
That sounds like a gay bar, the chicken coop.
It totally does.
Yeah, it's almost as the leaky shack.
Oh, God, that doesn't sound bad at all. What kind of stuff's leaking from that shack?
I want to have a gay bar called a cock or two.
I like it.
It's just all the door handles, big dicks.
Oh, yeah.
The beer, the things you pull to get the beer.
Now, he says this is Hollywood. Here's a pitch for you: is that each door handle is a different famous big dick.
Yeah, you can go. Tommy leaves the front door. Jamar's is the bathroom downstairs. Mine's like to get the ice cooler.
I just wish they would have like less innuendos. Like the innuendos for gay bars is getting old. I wish it was just more honest. Like there's just one like let's go down to the cum bucket and have a brew.
Well, that's like the trunks is a very.
Is that straightforward? Trunks?
It's a little on the nose.
Well, I asked my neighbor because it's at the end of my street and they had a comedy night. I'm like, why do they call this bar Trunks? I don't get what that has to do with being gay.
Yeah.
Oh, if you have anal sex enough, your butthole starts to look like an elephant's trunk.
Because it prolapses?
I don't want to get into the details, but that was enough for me.
Jesus Christ. That's a great sentence, though. If you have anal sex enough, like, what? How much is enough, doctor?
With the bodies expertly hidden in the toilet and the chicken coop.
And how rough is the anal sex, right? If you have gentle love-making anal sex.
Well, it depends what's going in it.
Right?
The couple-
That's right. That's right. That's why, ladies, sometimes there is a job for men with average to small-sized penises.
Yeah,
right?
anal.
Right?
The
Anal.
couple
Welcome
spent
home.
the rest of the evening
Oh, Slaton wants to move on. He's uncomfortable.
cleaning the blood, eating potato chips, and drinking Pepsi.
Wait, the 14-year-old girlfriend and Charlie are...
So they take her mom
She was okay with
and
her
her
parents being-
baby sister and shove them in a toilet.
She was okay with her parents being murdered?
It seems so.
Okay, this is the 50s, and family life was a little different, a little bit more formal, not a lot of love there. Okay, go on with your story.
they
Fucking terrifying.
shove mom and baby in a toilet, in an outhouse toilet. They shove dad in a chicken coop, and then they clean the house and then relax with some potato chips and Pepsi.
These people are handicapped, and they need to be taken into custody.
They stayed in the house for almost a week, getting by on milk and bread purchased from the milkman on credit.
Speaking of outhouses, I was a porta potty guy in bench warmers.
That's true, yes. And speaking of outhouses, great name for a gay bar, again.
Visitors began to show up at the
The
house.
outhouse, right? Everybody's out. It's a house. People get laid.
Yeah.
Dudes dancing around.
Yeah, I feel like there might be like another connotation of the word outhouse that would make it like not as fun.
It's for straight people who want to come out.
Right?
The come out house.
Yeah, and like you could theme it like a backwoods kind of like a moonshine theme, like you could have
Like a shit outside theme.
What were those old school cars they drove? The moonshine cars that were like super fast, like hopped up, but they look like regular cars. Like you have that, and like
Dodge Magnum.
yeah, it's a Magnum man right there. And
I'm
we're
always,
not
I'm always trying to dodge magnums.
well, some of you are,
Yeah,
but
well, I hope.
Visitors began to show up at the house, but Carol turned them away by saying everyone had the flu.
Magnums are good for like storing things. If you're going to go hiking and you might be walking through like deep water stuff, you can put your wallet in one.
Eventually, answering the door was too much work, so she just put up a note.
Parents dead, be back, and it had the little clock thing on it.
Finally, Carol's grandmother stopped by, and she didn't buy the flu story for a second.
The baby's being so quiet. I tried to ask your father what he was cooking for dinner. He didn't answer.
Read the sign, Grandma. We're not back until 2:30.
Who said that?
Shit, I did not think that through.
Shut up, Grandma. You got Alzheimer's. You don't know what the fuck's going on. Who said that?
Nobody's here, Grandma. And we have the flu.
Nobody's here, Grandma.
And we'll be back at 2:30.
That's a really good Springsteen song. Nobody's here, Grandma.
Grandma told Carol that if she didn't let her in, She would return with the police and a warrant.
If you don't let me in, I will return with 2 of the greatest rock bands in history.
Police and warrant?
I'm just, it was just a quick one.
Cherry pie.
That's right. Oh, dude, the police? Don't stand so close to me and my dead body that I just murdered.
Carol still refused. By the time Grandma returned with the cops,
Grandma!
the house was empty.
Were the police popular in Compton?
The officers did such a half-hearted search of the home.
Sting walks around all the black people. What did I do?
The wrestler or the bass player?
The bass player.
I thought Slaton would like that.
I did like that.
Did you like the wrestling reference for Sting?
You know what I would enjoy is if Sting and Sting switched play. Another new swap movie, Sting Swap, where Sting has to join the police and Sting has to go wrestle with the NWO.
Sting is like 70 years old now, so him wrestling
He's
is probably...
56.
Is he really only 56? Good for him. Good for you, Sting.
The wrestler trademarked the name, so each year the bass player gives him $1 as a joke.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable. Well, they're both doing well, right?
Well, I don't know about Sting. He's got like 7 bald spots. Look
Wait,
like the kid.
the wrestler or the...
The wrestler looks like a kid in the St. Jude's commercial.
Well, he's been fucking,
Hey, I donated to St. Jude's.
Right?
Yeah, he bought the right to say that joke.
Earl's a good man. You
No.
can riff about stuff as long as you're actually a decent human being. It's actions.
But I'm not a good person. I just wanted that blanket. It's been freezing. They really fuck you with that kid with no neck, and he's like, got the blanket. Those bastards.
It's like Cancer Boy from the Kids in the Hall movie.
Yeah, and the dog with 2 eyes missing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Just help these people out, folks.
The officers did a half-hearted search of the home and left after finding no obvious signs of foul play.
They just walked in and like, nope, looks good here, Chief.
Seems fine.
Let's go get some chili dogs.
Don't need to check any other part of the house.
Johnson, did you check the house, make sure everything was secure?
Kinda.
Great work. Let's clock out and go smoke some cigarettes and cheat on our wives.
Charlie's old friend
It's
Bob
the
Von
50s,
Bush.
God damn it.
What if the only witness was Bill, the horny neighbor?
he just jacked off the whole time?
Did you see anything?
Not
It was
enough.
A 14-year-old.
Charlie's old friend Bob Von Bush asked them to do another more serious search, but the police declined.
I'm Bob Von Bush.
So Bobby went and within minutes found the bodies in the outhouse and the chicken coop.
Ugh, that's got to be awful because they're covered in shit too.
Yep. Finally, the police put out a bulletin on Charlie and Carol, but the couple had already fled. When word got out about the murders, the town went crazy. This was the second brutal killing in just a few months. The year was 1958. So 4 murders like this could only mean one thing.
Serial killer!
It was a Russian invasion.
Oh, are you serious? They got paranoid?
Red Dawn.
The city of Lincoln even closed all the schools so kids could go to the safety of their homes.
We jumped to conspiracy theory so fast in this culture.
At the same time, Charlie and Carol were fleeing town, but they couldn't get far in Charlie's beat-up 49 Ford, so they stopped 20 miles outside Lincoln at the farm of a family friend.
Can you imagine being on a lam with a 14-year-old girl?
Yeah.
Is she going to help your plans out at all? Like, she's not going to make very good decisions.
Yeah.
And just the car chat when you're on the road.
Huh?
Just like the chat on the road when you're on the lam. Like, part of being on the lam, the fun of it going with somebody is that you get cool, like esoteric, weird conversations, like very Kerouacian conversations. You have a 14-year-old girl as your we're on the lam and let's talk partner.
Yeah.
I mean, but maybe though in the 50s though they might
You
have
just
that
play
might have been
I Spy
stimulating.
the entire time.
They might have been. Maybe chicks were smarter in the 50s.
I don't know, man. We didn't even let them read back then.
And no offense to our female listeners, 14-year-old dudes too. I mean, we're just talking dumb people, 14-year-olds.
So Bobby went. Oh, yeah, he already said that part.
But especially if you're a chick, a 14-year-old chick's got to be dumb, right? Actually, they mature faster than boys.
So they stopped 20 miles outside Lincoln at the farm of a family friend, but as they pulled down the long dirt drive that led to the farm, the car got stuck in the mud.
As we pulled down the long drive,
They got out
farm,
and walked the rest of the way,
the car got stuck in the mud.
where they were met by the kind 72-year-old bachelor.
We got out and we walked the rest of the way.
He offered to help the young lovers, but then the news came over the radio about that Charlie Starkweather and Carol Fugate were wanted for murder.
Wait, as he's helping them out, there's only one station, right? It's the old days. It's like, wait, they're describing you. Like you sit in the car driving, like, so where are you folks headed?
Well, they know him. Charlie used to hunt on his property. It's an old friend. And they stopped there to, like, get some help, but they got stuck in the mud, so they walked to his house. They get to his house, and he's like, hey, Charlie, how are you? Hey, extra, extra, read all about it. Or hear it, I guess, because this is the radio.
Yeah, Charlie's wanted.
Charlie Starkweather, Carol Fugate, wanted for being a creepy couple and murder, kinda.
It's like the timing was just perfect.
Perfect timing. So Charlie, perfect timing, shot him in the head.
He killed a guy he knew for a long time?
Yeah, man.
Charlie's nuts, man.
Then Charlie carried his friend's body to the barn, covered it with a sheet, and settled into the farmhouse for a meal and a nap.
He still called him his friend.
Yeah, it's his friend.
Charlie's a psychopath, though. He doesn't
but
have friends.
It's a friend. It's his friend. Bro.
Does he truly love his 14-year-old girlfriend? You know what I mean? Like if he's just
He bought her a ring for $1 a week. Okay.
Is there a name for that psychological condition? I guess it's love, right? Where you
dude, true love.
You don't care about anybody else,
Passionate
but there is
love.
one person that you love, at least while you're passionate through the honeymoon phase, right?
It's called a comic.
The next day, Charlie convinced a neighbor to help him get the car out of the mud. Using a different road, he drove back to the farmhouse to load up all the money and guns he could find.
Help me get the car out of the mud.
He ducked into the barn to check on the body and got spooked when he saw that the sheet had been removed.
What the fuck?
Was the hood still on?
He wasn't dead.
Worried that they were about to be caught, the couple jumped in the car and sped away from the farm down the original road.
Without the body?
The original room.
But the original road.
Oh, sorry.
Down the first road they came down, where they again got stuck in the same mud.
Wait, Slaton. Okay. I'm sorry for being a terrible listener here.
Sure.
What just happened? The sheet being removed from...
The sheet was gone. I don't know exactly why the sheet was gone. Possible that Carol moved it. It's possible the dog
Okay, so the body's still dead.
The body's still dead.
Okay,
in there,
for a second you had me thinking like the sheet was moved and
the body's still dead. The guy's very shot in the head and dead.
Okay, I was just going for.
Yeah.
I was feeling a little bit of a horror movie.
He got
suspense
super
there.
shot in the head.
Super shot in the head, dude.
Bro, he got so shot in the head, dog.
Fucking
like,
super
no coming
shot.
back from that, bro.
Fucking knocked out like a dab.
Yeah, dude.
Took a dab to the fucking dome, bro.
Bro, like, like that.
I don't know
Sounds
what
like Biodome right now.
Oh fuck, dude. Hats off to Paulie, right?
Yes, shout out to
Ow.
One of the best movies, buddy.
Buddy, I do love Biodome. Though.
Biodome's a great movie.
So they're freaked out that they think that Charlie thinks that maybe there's someone there. So they jump back in the car and speed away from the farm down the same road they originally got come in, and got stuck in the same mud again.
This is a handicapped person. I might have to remind you and the rest of the listeners.
He's below average intelligence.
Well,
He's in the dullness category, not in the mentally disabled category.
have him sign up for potluck.
It was too risky to again ask for help getting it unstuck, so they grabbed the guns and left the car behind.
Earl's like a manager for handicapped people that want to be comedians.
Oh yeah,
He's got all the plans worked out. He's like, I know who I'm going to push you to. I know who I'm going to show you to.
Yeah,
I know how I got a plan for your career.
I got a network in particular. They're gonna love you.
There sounds like a plan.
Get you on a billboard on Sunset and La Cienega.
I think
They
we're
want-
gonna have a fruitful relationship together.
They walked down the country road with their guns hidden in their clothes. A teenage couple driving a 1950 Ford pulled over and offered the fugitives a ride. This was a big mistake. As soon as they were in the back seat, Charlie put his gun to the back of the young man's head and forced him to drive them back to the farm.
Oh, that's not so bad. He didn't murder him. He just needed him to give him a ride, show a little force.
When they arrived, he marched them over to the storm cellar where he shot them both in the head and kicked their bodies down the stairs.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know it was going to end so bad.
He actually shot the guy 6 times in the head.
Well, he's just wants to make sure he's doing.
Well, so far he's shot 2 people in the head who didn't die immediately. So now he's being real careful with the numbers.
This is one of our most disturbing stories lately. We've had a lot of cute stories lately. This one's fucking disgusting.
Well, I think it's because of the Kennedy connection. You guys probably want some good headshots.
Fair enough. With fresh new wheels, Charlie and Carol could finally make their escape. So they went the only place that made sense, Carol's house.
Fuck yeah.
But as soon as they got close, they noticed the home was surrounded by police.
Why? It's only a murder scene.
So they drove their stolen car to one of the nicest parts of town, which Charlie knew well because it was his former garbage collection route. There they broke into the home of wealthy industrialist C. Lauer Ward, president of the Capitol Bridge and Capitol Steel Companies.
Oh, fuck.
See, book a room.
Ward had already left for work, but his wife and mostly deaf maid were still home.
Like she was really cool?
Yes. Dude, so deaf.
She was deaf AF lit. This maid was lit.
Dude, his lit AF maid,
Oh, my God.
bruh. For the next few hours, Charlie and Carol lived like kings and queens, ordering the wealthy woman and her maid to wait on them hand and foot. He made Mrs. Ward cook him pancakes before changing his mind to waffles.
I bet a lot of people fantasize about doing that, like going to like a Uber billionaire's house and be like, "Make me waffles like your maid would," and just humbling down a billionaire later, like, "I'm the one with the slaves here. Don't tell me what to do."
Now, to be fair, he was very nice to the maid. When he ordered her around, he wrote it in notes because he knew she couldn't hear very well. So really, really a sweet guy.
This guy is fucking weird. This guy trips me out. Unpredictable.
He's just being considerate, bro.
No, he's firing off weird things in his head because he's got manners and kindness in some of his heart, and then he's just like, "I'll just blow people's brains out." And This guy doesn't make sense.
Dude, he's being great.
I think he does, though.
Huh?
Unpredictable, a sociopath, likes to make fun of handicapped people.
Do you have a plan for this guy in the comedy industry, Earl?
There's a show, I can't quite place the name of the show, but let me think about it.
A few hours later, he stabbed Mrs. Ward to death.
Oh, God. This is just...
Now, he would later claim that, like, she had grabbed a gun from her, like, bedroom and that he did it in self-defense. But
it's a great... Yeah,
the
we
evidence
believe you.
didn't quite gel with that story.
I mean, in hindsight, the beauty of this story is that we're getting to find out that, this guy's full of shit. He's a liar.
Then they began to pack whatever valuables they could into Mr. Ward's black 1956 Packard.
Fuck yeah. Take the money and run.
Apparently, he also, during this time, called his dad to give a warning to Bobby Von Bush about, like, hey, I'm going to come kill you because you fucked with my relationship.
And his dad did his dad actually give the message to him?
I don't know. But
His
then
dad
he also
fucking hates him.
I think he also wrote, like, some weird confession note in his poor grammar and bad handwriting where, like, it was all like, I and Carol are sorry this had to be done. But if you'd come by earlier, we would have killed you too. Like a bunch of weird shit.
This guy's a prime example of why we need better tutoring. We need better after-school things,
And better comedy teachers.
And
There you
better.
go.
That's right. This guy should have enrolled in a stand-up class.
See at the Greg Dean graduation.
At 5:30 that afternoon, the paperboy delivered the Lincoln Journal, and Charlie was pleased to see that they'd made the front page.
What is with the obsession of if I do bad things, I'll get to be a star? Like, you want to be a star like that? Learn how to sing or tap dance or something.
30 minutes later, Mr. Ward came home, and he was less pleased when he was greeted with a gunshot to the face. For good measure, Charlie and Carol tied the maid to the bed and stabbed her too.
Oh, after he was nice to the maid, he killed her?
I mean, nice as in when he ordered her around, he wrote them down instead of like mouthing them at her. The next morning, Ward's business partner called repeatedly to find out why he wasn't at work. Finally, around noon, he stopped by the house and let himself in, where he tripped over Ward's body. So Ward's business partner has now come to check up on him.
Ward, you around? We have a golfing match and we need to screw some poor people out of some things.
Gurgle, gurgle, bloat, gurgle.
I'll go look in the living room.
Gurgle, gas sound, gurgle, decomposition.
Maybe the home theater or the maid's quarters or his giant safe.
Glug, glug, blood on the floor.
It smells kind of disgusting in here. Ward, where are you? We've got a meeting in 20 minutes.
Death shits.
Ward, I'm going to walk through this hallway right now. Oh, my foot just landed on a squishy, stinky body.
Woof, woof, I am dead. Why are you still trying to talk to me?
You think that the logic of that story is me trying to talk to you because you're dead?
That's what I thought you were.
Motherfucker, Ward, you're dead and you're talking.
So Ward's business partner lets himself in, and he immediately trips over Ward's body. He then calls the police and the governor, who just so happened to be Mr. Ward's friend. The governor mobilized the National Guard. Jeeps with mounted machine guns patrolled the street, and planes took to the air to look for a stolen car.
So this guy went to 5 stars on GTA.
Immediately, bruh.
Like whenever the army gets called in, you're like, can't you guys just handle this with the regular police?
Also, where'd you get so much army? That's a lot of army you have in this weird town.
Well, it's the National Guard, so they're just chilling, waiting for something like that.
They did a block. They put planes in the air to sweep for the stolen car. They did a block by block, house by house sweep of the town, but they couldn't find the suspects because they were too late. Charlie and Carol were finally out of Lincoln and on their way out of Nebraska.
Out of Nebraska. It's like that movie Out of Africa, but instead of Africa, it's Nebraska.
They drove all night and crossed into Wyoming the following morning.
That's how you want to do it, dude.
As comfortable as the luxury vehicle was, Charlie knew it was time to ditch the very obvious getaway car that did not belong in rural Wyoming.
Let's go to a car dealership and then murder someone and take a car for ourselves.
Luckily for him, they found a 1956 Buick parked along the highway.
Fuck yeah, someone's bubby's gonna be pretty bummed.
Unluckily for the owner, a traveling shoe salesman, who was asleep in the driver's seat.
Oh no, Al Bundy in real life.
He woke up just in time to get shot with 9 bullets.
Dude, why can't this guy just rob people and not murder them?
Because what's the fun in that?
What do you mean, Slaton? That's all the
First of
fun
all,
and none of the
if
guilt.
you're gonna do something, do it right.
Huh?
So if there's no such thing as halfway crooks. You know what I'm saying?
All right, you just turned into a scary character right now.
Charlie jumped in his new getaway car and tried to drive off, but there was a slight problem. The car had a new invention that Charlie had never encountered.
Low jack, motherfucker.
A parking brake.
What?
Every time he tried to pull away, the car stalled.
Wait, parking brakes were new at that
Yeah.
time? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro. Of course, a country road is never without a helping hand.
Country road, take me home, wash the blood off the seats.
Don't I look so cool in my jacket?
No.
And my cigarette hanging out my mouth.
The driver's dead, now I can't make fun of my legs.
But take a look at my underage girlfriend.
Sitting next to me.
She's kind of hot. A few minutes later, 29-year-old Joe Sprinkle.
That's a cool name.
I know,
That's a
right?
good porn name.
Joe Sprinkle. Oh,
Just sprinkles his loads.
he's the opposite of Peter North.
Yeah,
He just has a couple little percolating drips. Bing, 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 bing.
Peter North is like.
That's a good sound.
Joe
effects,
Sprinkle
right?
is like.
I would think there'd be like little.
Joe Sprinkle, a local geologist, stopped to see if he could help. As Charlie raised his rifle, Joe quickly grabbed a hold and the two men began to wrestle.
Fuck yeah, kick his ass.
At the same moment, Deputy Sheriff William Romer, passing by on his way to town, saw the fight and stopped.
You guys need a hand or something?
No, we're fine, man. We're just fighting to the death over a gun.
All right. Well, make sure you clean up after yourself.
Thanks,
boys.
Sheriff. Good seeing you, man.
I didn't finish my sentence. Clean up after yourself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry about that. I will definitely clean up this body once I kill him a lot.
All right. And if you need anything, just give me a call. I'll be right around the corner eating a raspberry stuffed donut.
Cool, yeah. I'll probably see you there later.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure to save me a seat and, if you have a wet rag so I can clean off my hands beforehand, that'd be really nice.
Yeah, would you like a shake from the fountain? It's a great diner.
Ooh, yeah. See if they have chocolate, and if not, strawberry.
How about what do they call it? An egg cream, huh? At the local drugstore.
I like that. Or a phosphate.
Oh, phosphate.
Hold on. You know what, Sheriff? It's been great, but I need to finish fighting to the death against this guy.
Yeah, sorry. Don't let me keep you. I'll be on my way.
But, dude, seriously, thank you for checking in on us.
Yeah, no, you guys have a good one. I got to go arrest a black man for using the wrong water fountain.
Hey, he's going to kill me. Where are you going? Charlie took one look at the sheriff and ran back to his stolen luxury sedan. But Carol ran in the opposite direction, yelling something to the effect of, "It's Starkweather. He's going to kill me." Wait. Charlie jumped in the car and sped off, and Sheriff Romer called it in. Down the road, Police Chief Robert Ainsley and Sheriff Earl Heflin got the call moments before the Packard raced past their car. They followed, and it quickly turned into a Hollywood-style car chase.
Fuck yeah!
Speeding along at over 100 miles an hour as the men exchanged gunfire.
Oh, rad. Now that's a cool part of the story.
Finally, Heflin shot out the back window of Charlie's car, and Charlie immediately pulled to a stop. As the officers got behind their doors, guns drawn,
Oh, fuck.
Charlie exited the Packard in his leather jacket, tight black jeans, and cowboy boots, with a cigarette dangling from his mouth and bloodstains on his shirt.
Holy fuck, this guy is a classic rebel. The cops, it's those cop cars that have like the one light on top. Oh, man.
As they cuffed him, Charlie begged to be taken to the hospital because he thought he'd been shot and was bleeding to death. That's why he had stopped and turned himself in.
Oh, well,
But
why would this criminal lie?
But he was mistaken. His wounds were merely minor cuts from the shattered glass in the back window.
Oh, so Charlie, you're fine. Stop overreacting, my young
My favorite
handicap.
part about this is that one of the sheriffs was quoted as being like, "This guy thought he'd been shot, and that's why he stopped. He's yellow-bellied." Like one of the cops talked shit on him for being a pussy for stopping because he thought he was shot.
Well, wouldn't you?
I don't think this guy's a pussy.
I mean, but how badass are you as a cop? Like this like small town Wyoming cop is like, you stopped because you thought you were shot and you weren't even shot.
You fucking bitch. Yeah.
Arrested in Wyoming, Charlie knew that he probably faced the gas chamber in this state or the chair back in Nebraska. Preferring the chair, he asked to be extradited back home.
Why is a gas chamber like a worse painful death? Or?
I don't know. The officers were happy to oblige, especially because they knew something that Charlie did not. The governor of Wyoming was against the death penalty and would assuredly have commuted his sentence to a life in prison.
Oh, so they're excited. Like, we need to get Charlie killed.
Also, don't tell him that if he stays here, he's probably fine. Carol was also extradited, despite her claims that she was a hostage, only going along with Charlie because he'd threatened to kill her family.
You fucking liar. You helped him clean up the bodies, Carol, if that even is your name.
She wasn't a great liar because she'd also already admitted that she was there when her parents were killed. So she's saying, I'm only with him because he threatened he would kill my parents. Also, I was there when he killed my parents. And you're like, that's something, the math, he's a little off, girl.
I think they need the horny neighbor as a character witness.
We now call to the stand the horny neighbor.
Where's the 14-year-old?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Case dismissed.
Order in the court. Boner in the court.
Where is she?
Boner in the court. No, not here. This is a place. This is a place of government business.
Like the judge had such a big, heavy dick that he slams it down on the gavel. Order!
Was it Jamar?
Order! Oh man, Jamar would be a great
Oh, my
judge.
God.
Wouldn't he be a great judge?
He wouldn't even need He wouldn't even need to wear a robe.
Just naked Jamar judging.
The couple was charged with murder, and Charlie's trial began on May 5th, 1958. His lawyers tried to spare him from the chair using the insanity plea, but Charlie fought back. He'd rather be a murderer than viewed as insane.
Oh, so he's obsessed with his image now.
Sure.
Or I guess he's always been obsessed with his image. It's such a bad thing to get caught up in, guys.
At first, he had tried to take all the blame for himself.
It's like if he would have just known to be silly and have fun, he might have done a lot better in life.
At first, he tried to take all the blame on himself, but when he saw that she was testifying against him, Charlie changed his tune.
You fucking bitch! You're my fucking fiancé!
Not only, he argued, could she have laughed at any of the many times when she was alone in the car while he picked up food, not only had she pulled the trigger on various occasions, but she had also mutilated some of the corpses.
This is what Charlie's telling him?
Mm-hmm.
So Charlie's not at all like trying, like I said, he's not trying to protect her now. Now
he had been.
Now
but
he's pissed at her.
Yeah, now he's pissed.
But she's
Sounds
just,
like a tender couple.
Now,
right? The honeymoon phase is over. We killed a few people, but now I hate the bitch.
So he blamed her for some of the murders, but he also blamed her for mutilating some of the corpses.
The wedding is off!
Specifically the women, one of whom, out of jealousy, or he claimed out of jealousy, Carol had stabbed multiple times in the vagina.
Oh my God, this is a disgusting couple.
Quote, if I fry in the electric chair, she should be sitting in my lap.
Oh, that's actually a pretty classic good quote.
You imagine the orgasm you would get?
In an electric chair?
Yeah, with a girl sitting in your lap just blowing just a geyser.
I don't know, it's probably hard to bust a nut when your fucking balls are on fire.
And you're dying a lot.
No, it's probably
I've
enhances.
seen the Green Mile. I guess you're right. That is the hardest way to come, right?
It's your last cum.
Autoerotic
What if
electrocution.
what if they found out like autoerotic asphyxiation was like that's pretty good, but if you really want to come hard one last time,
Put your
electrocution.
balls on fire.
Yes, that's, your balls sit on fire from the inside out.
Charlie's attorney made almost the exact same argument. Since
About
there
the
was-
balls being on fire, how to come hard?
About the balls.
He's all, Your Honor, may I just have a moment to address the court? Now, ladies and gentlemen, these people are clearly murderers, but if you want them to come hard.
I have a witness here, Mr. Ari Shafir. Your Honor.
If you play with the balls, yeah, that's good.
Exhibit A is my balls. Oh my God.
He comes in handcuffed, but it's his dick tied in a knot around his hands.
Oh, his balls.
They bring him
So
in.
Charlie makes his argument of like, if I should die, she should die too. His attorney made almost the same argument. Since there was no way they would execute a teenage girl, they should spare Charlie's life as well. But the court did not agree.
Fuck, sorry, Charlie.
The jury found Charlie guilty of murder
Literal.
and requested the death penalty.
Fuck yeah.
On June 25th, 1959, Charlie Starkweather was executed by the electric chair.
Of course that was going to happen.
Carol's hostage defense fell flat and she was sentenced to life in prison. She served 17 years before receiving parole in 1976. Afterwards, she worked as a janitor and medical technician before getting married in 2007.
Oh my God.
6 years later, she was badly injured in a car accident. Her husband died. She still lives in Michigan.
What? She's alive and free right now?
Yeah.
A woman who murdered her parents with her boyfriend?
There's a lot. There are some books and theories that she was a victim in the whole thing.
They're also
The courts didn't believe any of it.
flat Earth books.
She wanted it. She wanted it.
I mean,
Charlie,
in a way, you could. Oh, sorry,
Go ahead.
Slaton.
No.
I was just gonna say, in a way, you could say that she was a victim because she was underage. She was a kid.
sure,
But at the same time, Moida's Moida,
Moida.
right?
Charlie Starkweather's story is the inspiration for many works of art, including the film Natural Born Killers,
Oh yeah,
Bruce Springsteen's song Nebraska,
that's
Good
funny.
song.
which actually is a first-person account of this entire story.
Oh, kill your parents.
And a shout out in the lyrics to Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Wait, that's from.
Yeah, the I can't remember what the line is. It's like Starkweather homicide, babies with formaldehyde or whatever that thing was. Where like
Babies with formaldehyde.
no, what was that? What was that thing that like babies? They used to make babies all goofy.
I didn't kill my parents. He was my older boyfriend. I just went along with it. I didn't kill my parents.
All right, let's see what this lyric is.
You shot the guy at the liquor store. My girlfriend's a 14-year-old whore. I'm a retarded guy with a leather jacket and bow legs.
Hold on, I'm going to find this lyric.
I didn't kill my parents. They were already dead living in Nebraska. I didn't kill my parents. Stoopy doop.
I used to jack off to the Uptown Girl video. It was a good song.
I don't remember the video, but I love that song.
Christy Brinkley.
Oh, God, I love Christy Brinkley. When I was a kid, I had such a crush on her. And I still do. She's still she's like 65 and she's gorgeous.
So here's the part, and we didn't start the fire. Lebanon, Charles de Gaulle, California, baseball, Starkweather, homicide, children of thalidomide.
He's saying he's not guilty for that either.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't raise, Charlie.
Yeah, I chose this one specifically because he appeared in both a Bruce Springsteen and Billy Joel song, and I figured that if I could tie it into music in some way.
Well, I mean, I would have preferred maybe a rat and a white snake.
I tried to go that direction, but the only ones I could find that were like metal or like any sort of like real rock stuff, either ones that were so famous I thought that you would know them too well, or they were like Norwegian death metal bands.
I wanna kill, kill your parents.
That's the song.
I thought you were going to go with the John Holmes murders.
Yeah. That'd been a fun
That's
one.
pretty interesting. We got to do that story.
Great story.
Today's sources include the
Slaton just gave me the stink eye. I was like, we got to do that story. He's like, don't you fucking tell me what stories. I'll surprise you with, you piece
You know
of
what?
shit.
Maybe that'll be a reverse show. Today's sources include the short book Starkweather, Nebraska Spree Killer, the Tampa Bay Times, the Lincoln Star Journal Star, the Wilderdom.com, CRiiiME.com, CrimeLibrary.com, Newsblaze.com, Wyoming History or YWOHistory.com, and of course,
The evil robots at Wikipedia.
And that's the story of Charlie Starkweather, everybody.
That's a disgusting situation. I feel bad for him because he was clearly handicapped, but my God.
He wasn't clearly handicapped. He was, I guess the bow-legged part.
You describe. Can I just say, and not
Below average intelligence.
But just that's not the only thing. You described a few things about his actions and the way that he was when he was a child.
Sure.
And this is in an era in the 30s and 40s when they didn't have the psychological knowledge that we have today. So basically, he might have been undiagnosed with a bunch of stuff that today we'd be like, oh, this guy's a psychopath. And he was born that way, and he had a shit childhood and bad health. And
Earl, where can people find you on the internet?
At Twitter and Instagram, at Earl Skakel, EARLSKAKEL, and Inappropriate Earl on iTunes.
And we'll link that stuff in the show notes. You can follow our show on all social medias at CRiiiMEPod, CRiiMEPOD. You can email the show, CRiiiMEPodcast@gmail.com for all your questions, comments, show ideas, dick pics. Label those for Shefsky.
yes, please. I got my napkin on, and I got my fork and knife right here.
And don't forget to support our sponsor, Studio Headphones.
Oh,
Studio
yeah.
Headphones, studio.com. Use the promo code CRiiiME with 3 I's to get a discount on great headphones like the Studio Regent, which Shefsky and I are currently using.
Yeah.
They can be used wirelessly or with wires. That super long battery life, great sound quality.
Oh, so great.
So slick looking. And they can be personalized with Regent interchangeable caps, so you can get different caps to go on the sides to kind of give them a little more flair. Guys, there are a number, or everybody, guys, girls, animals, vegetables, minerals. There are tons
People
of
that don't want to be labeled. Elves.
dwarves,
Zers.
unicorns,
Imaginary people.
trucks, jars.
Libertarians.
Whatever you are, there are a number of great ways to support the show. First and foremost, listening is fantastic. But even better than listening is telling someone else that you listen to this show and sharing this episode. Click that share button, send a friend an episode. The more you spread this around, the more cool stuff we can do, the more we can go on the road, do live shows for you. So if you like the show, tell people you like the show.
Just click. There's a little button in iTunes. You just click share.
Boom.
Send it to people, please. Put it on social media. The people that have been doing that. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Our friends have been like tagging us and we've been meeting people all over the world that have just been
You can leave us a 5-star
great.
rating and review on iTunes. That helps out a lot. We really love it when you throw those out there. You can also jump on our Patreon. For $2 a month, you can get access to all of our bonus episodes. We put out weekly bonus episodes of us hanging out, goofing off, doing a bunch of fun, different stuff. A couple other things on there. For $5 a month, you can join the Sticker of the Month Club, where every single month you get a new sticker sent to you based on weird crime stuff. And Shefsky's having a lot of fun designing those stickers.
Oh,
for you.
I'm having a blast. It's
They're
nice.
so cool,
It's
bro.
nice having even more deadlines in my life. I like, having, sending out graphics to you and being like, give me your pointers and your thoughts, and then let me adjust it, and then let's change it again last minute. It's really good. I'm very stressed.
So thank you for all the different ways to support us, but most importantly, just keep listening and tell your friends about it, because that's fucking awesome.
Can't tell you how grateful we are, guys. It's fucking amazing entertaining you guys. It gives us artistic purpose.
Bye, robot.
Bisexual robot.